Hey, I have some thoughts. Maybe it'll help some folks that are trying to book like educational programs. So here's a few thoughts from the inside. So, I enjoy doing entertainment, but I do a lot of message-based programs. Fact is, I wrote a book about this called Laugh and Learn. Um, but here's something that's not even in that book that I often talk about and I examine um, as I'm planning things. So let's get into this. This is like if I'm doing a public school show or am I doing a library show? Because they don't generally just want entertainment. They usually want something with a message. It has to have educational value. And so the first thing I use all these words and they start with in. Okay, if I'm going to get into these schools, first thing in instruct. What am I teaching? I have to have some content that is valuable. For example, I was doing a school show and it was on the environment, okay? And so I had to do a little study and try to figure this out. And you can just Google stuff, look up stuff online, and get some good basic format outlines that you can use. And some of the key things we talked about: reuse and reduce and recycle. And so those were my three key points, and then I'd have illustrations, magic tricks, skits and routines, things like that that would help illustrate each of those things. So you have to figure out, what am I teaching, right? Instruct. I want it to be solid and I want it to be clear. So instruct. First is instruct. The second one is involve. In my programs, I want kids to feel involved in what I'm doing. Sometimes it's by bringing helpers up on stage. Sometimes it's by having everybody repeat phrases back to me. Uh, I try to get kids involved in the process. I'm not just up there, reading a book rotely. There is this interpersonal connection that is happening through my program. So instruct and then involve. And then the third one, instruct, involve, and then hopefully inspire. Inspire. I need to do something inspiring that makes them to want to go out and maybe change their behavior, whether it be towards, the recycling or whatever. But what inspires them? And I think in this day specifically, we need to inspire people, help them know that they can make a difference, that they can be part of the change, that they can bring hope in this situation, whatever your topic is. I want to inspire people. And that's true in my educational programs in schools and libraries, and certainly in church programs. We want people to be inspired. So there's just a couple quick thoughts on doing educational based programs. And I'd recommend, if you want, pick up my book. It's called Laugh and Learn. I teach how I write all of my different routines with an educational message to them. And I have different ways that I do that. And then it has like 30 skits in there that give examples of how to do that. And you can perform them if you want to. So anyway, instruct, involve, inspire.